Hi. Have you seen the video of the young IPS officer in Maharashtra being told off by Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar? If you haven't, let me fill you in. A young trainee police officer from Solapur called Anjali Krishna was trying to do her job and stop illegal excavation of materials to be used for construction when an NCP worker decided to seek out the help of his boss, Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar. Now, from the beginning, the young woman is seen as polite and she doesn't turn down Pawar's orders to allow his men to do what they were doing. All she asks is that he call her directly so that she's certain it is the constitutional authority instead of being someone just pretending to be Pawar.
मेरा चेहरा तो आपको समझ में आएगा ना?
ठीक है सर.
इतना आपको डेयरिंग हुआ है क्या?
As you can see, he's heard to be enraged by it and even asks, how dare she? The woman politely sticks to her stand and the video ends with her giving her number while Pawar can be heard asking her sarcastically if she will recognize him if he video calls her. Now, there's been so much rightful outrage to this video and opposition leaders like Sanjay Raut are asking how dare Pawar treat an officer like this. And I thought I'd tell you why. This isn't the first time this is happening, and neither will it be the last. Time and again, we've seen politicians treat their subordinates poorly, and most of the time they get away with it. It's as if they think the term government servants is interchangeable with personal servants. In this particular case, someone seemed to be around who had the presence of mind to take a video and upload it, but usually people are just too scared. This is how IPS officers are being treated, so imagine how junior staff members are treated. Here's the argument I'm making though. The root of the problem lies in the 1968 conduct rules for IPS officers. It's more than half a century old, but officials still have to go by the following rules to interact with MPs and MLAs, which was also updated the last time 25 years ago through an official memorandum. It details with a lot of precision exactly how reverential the officer should be towards these MLAs and MPs. For example, the official is excused from not having always to take their calls, but the rules say that their office should take in writing all such requests and then inform them with follow-up action. I quote, "Suitable arrangements must be made so that the members of the parliament are not put to inconvenience, and any indifferent attitude in this respect should be strongly dealt with under AIAS DNA Rules 1969. The rules also frown upon officers not responding to letters written by MPs and MLAs because it says they occupy, and I quote, in our democratic setup, a very important place as accredited representative of people. And it isn't enough if the official does all the work that's demanded of them, they must also be seen to be reverential. That's why it says, again I'm quoting, an officer should be meticulously correct and courteous and rise to receive and see off a member visiting him. While the official is judged strictly by these rules, in this particular case, Pawar is wrong on two counts. First, he should not have been offended by the officer trying to verify his identity because it's the age of digital scams, and good on this woman officer for doing her due diligence. Second, the same manual's point number 25B says that in case of oral instructions from ministers, the officer has to ask for it in writing. If they insist, they should then take the matter to their superior officer or the head of department. However, in this case, she is already being judged by the political class. Pawar's colleague and minister, Chandrasekhar Bawankule, has already said, despite evidence caught on camera, that Pawar would never scold any officer. So if we thought that Pawar's colleagues would distance themselves from this behavior, they have in fact condoned it. And while you hear politicians berating VIP culture from time to time, in reality, MPs have maintained a whole standing committee called Privileges and Ethics Committee that is constantly hauling up officials for some snub or the other. For example, why didn't the official call them on stage during some district function? Why didn't airlines treat them well? Anyway, you get the idea. The biggest problem, as officials tell me, is that the public support is with netas. In the minds of most of the public, bureaucrats are seen as lazy, entitled people who only care about red tape and just want to be inefficient. They see netas' rudeness as an effort to shake things up, to throw rules to the wind and get their work done. And thus, the Babu gets no sympathy even when they are threatened like this young officer was. Forget the public. The IAS or IPS Association also rarely takes up such issues. The last time they publicly condemned a politician's treatment of an officer was in May, when an opposition Karnataka legislator called the local district collector Fawzia Tarannum a Pakistani because he said she was under the influence of the ruling Congress party. If she had upset a ruling party member, even this kind of censure may not have happened. Anyway, Ms. Krishna, right at the start of her career, is getting a taste of dealing with those who are heady with power. One lesson they are all taught at the IPS and IAS Academy is to deal with such people firmly but politely. She did, and yet here we are. The Indian work culture doesn't look like it's changing anytime soon. The only change, however, is that because of social media, and as I said, the camera was rolling, even the Deputy Chief Minister has had to issue an explanation. He said, "My intention was not to interfere with law enforcement, but to ensure that the situation on the ground remained calm and did not escalate further. I have the highest respect for our police officers, including the women officers who serve with distinction and courage, and I value the rule of law above all." Not a real apology, but it's the closest we will come to see, and hopefully Ms. Krishna won't be hauled up in any other way.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.